afternoon, everybody, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Very hot here in Durban, although it's going overcast, so hopefully cool weather on its way. The last chapter in this lovely book, Spiritual Unfoldments, is Healing from Spirit. And that's something the White Eagle Lodge is very keen on, is the healing and also meditation, and how we can help others through our healing, healing Mother Earth, healing patients that have come forward for healing. But as a healer in general, I've been a healer most of my life and working for the White Eagle Lodge, but working with angels of healing. And we have to, the way the lodge does its healing is through colors. So and by applying that healing to the patient, those particular colors helps the patient get better through the angels of healing. But there's also something that must never be forced. If you know somebody that's ill and doesn't want any healing, you have to respect that. We must never force our healing onto other people or even our spiritual ways. Every path leads to God, and you take the path that actually suits you best going forward. Often we come across people that are extremely ill, and we have the opportunity to give, to be a channel for the healing, and then we wonder why it hasn't worked. And White Eagle says quite clearly in his book, page 128, you must remember that there is soul accumulation of karma. In so many instances, the cause of illness lies deep within the soul, and it has been built up into the astral body from a past life. The astral body is created, and as you know, from the actions of the past karma, which is built into the astral body, manifests sometimes in the form of the physical ill, or it may come out in the circumstances of life. The law of karma is exact. It is just, perfect, and true. You cannot interfere with karma, but you can assist your patient to transmute it. If the patient is helped to receive the full inflow of the Christ light, he will then help himself, and in that way he will learn by transmutation of his karma instead of the means of a particular disease. The purpose of karma is to teach. It is to give the individual soul the opportunity to learn lessons, to gain wisdom, to grow in spiritual stature. But if the soul is arrogant, which is so often the trouble, if it will not believe, is quite sure that it knows, then there is nothing else for it but to walk the allotted path and endure the physical ill. Yet there are some souls who deliberately choose the way of suffering, but the choice is subconscious. So that's actually quite an interesting point. The soul, that person, has to be on the same wavelength as the angels of healing and the healer to be receptive of the healing that's been given. They've got to, it's like everything, you've got to work on yourself in order to grow stronger and in order to be healed. If you're just not prepared to do the work and you carry on in the same sludge pond all the time, then there's nothing much the healer or people who pray for you, oh, please pray for me to come out of my troubles, and yet you don't sort it out yourself. We have to just take a back step and let you learn a valuable lesson from it. Another thing he talks about is the power of thought. Thought can create good health. Thought can heal. Thought can inflict pain and disease, disrupt and destroy the bodily, mental, and soul life of man. So that's also, he says, very powerful. We have to watch how we think. We have to watch how we, even in our thoughts, if we see somebody, think positive of them. Don't think negatively. It's very, very powerful to be positive all the time. So we have to avoid destructive thoughts, destructive anything that's going to harm another. We harm ourselves. The angels of healing, the little message he says, very little is known at present on the earth plane about the angels of healing. But as the age advances, many more people will not only feel their presence, they will be seen according to the need, according to the vibration created. So there comes to a healing service the angels of different colors, clothed in the light of the sun. You know that sunlight is full of the colors of the spectrum. Now think of the angels of healing in these beautiful colors. There is nothing dark or ugly. They are all light and purity. These angel beings draw very close to the healer, who contributes the substance which they need to establish contact with those who have sought the healing power. These healing rays can be used to heal not only the physical body of the individual man, but also the mind and the dark material conditions which oppress humanity. The radiation of the pure white magic flowed continually from the heart of Jesus. Any man can still receive in his heart, and if his heart keeps pure and joyous, it can in turn radiate light and healing to the world. Spiritual healing is a great work in its spontaneous selflessness. Spiritual healing is a great work in its spontaneous selflessness. The healer does not think of his own aggrandment. If he did, he could not heal. He thinks only of the good of others. He thinks only of the alleviation of pain and suffering, of the transmutation of the dense conditions of life into a more heavenly state of being. So we say that if you long for spiritual development, for unfoldment of spiritual vision, give yourself in service to heal the sick. The Christ, through Jesus of Nazareth, said, "Feed my lambs." Feed the sick souls of men through spiritual service, through spiritual healing. Thus you will be serving selflessly, not only present but future generations. You will be helping God to create a better state of life for all people on earth. My children, follow the path of service, of the true goodness, spontaneous joy in life, and become, in time, like your beloved Master Jesus, the Christ, perfect sons of the living God. I'll leave you with those thoughts. Please like and leave a comment if you wish to, and subscribe to my channel.